Madi Diaz with Boxx magazine.
Madi Diaz in LA. She just wrapped her newest record out later this summer on Nettwerk. Tell us a little bit about your new record and how it came about and making it.
I started writing the record about probably like almost a year and a half ago. Kind of when I came back from being on the road for a really, really, really long time and had been rolling around from place to place and, had gotten my place in LA but hadn't really settled yet.
So is this like during the time like after Plastic Moon came out? And you were, like,
after Plastic Moon.
From like Nashville to LA.
Yeah, it was actually even after Hearts in the Fire, which is
right.
Yeah, which is another self-release that I did. So I kind of came back from like a tour that I did on that in like early December, and kind of just was in love and rolling around, metaphorically and I guess otherwise, and kind of spent a lot of time just sussing myself out and like really what I wanted to do, and just started writing with people, and started writing with one of my friends, Harlan, who wrote quite a number of songs on the new record, and kind of I probably wrote a cumulative like 60 songs, something like that. Yeah, it was a lot of songs. And then played a couple shows around LA just to kind of get a feel for what was working, what wasn't working, and then right before I was kind of ready to pick my group of songs, for a record out of that, and kind of hunker down and start really producing those out, I broke up with the person that I was with, and so creatively that just like throws you in a totally different, it just whips you. Yeah. So there's this record that I had that was kind of a really like different record for me, from the get-go, because it was very uplifting and very, not that I'm always like such a downer, but like
You can write a love hurt song.
It's like it was like the first time I really tried to like write songs about like falling in love and like feeling good and like staying together and like dancing with you because we should make out, blah blah blah. But then when all that stuff happened, I was kind of in a different space, and it kind of really made me look at what I was doing and how I really wanted to put out something that was very representative of the kind of ride that one person can take you on. And then the idea that when they're gone, you're kind of left with what, this kind of ghost, and you're trying to kind of pick apart and realize and figure out what was real and what wasn't real, if any of it was ever real in the first place.
So is the new record uplifting or contemplative?
I think it's a bunch of them. I think it's kind of a ride. I mean, for a third of the record is really kind of drawing a person in and getting to know that person and being in love and being light, and then a third of it is very kind of almost like pleading, kind of keeping things together and holding things together, and then it's this kind of like, we're fucked. I'm like, this is fucked. And it's kind of, it blows itself wide open, and hopefully I think it ends on a high note.
High note or question mark?
High note or question mark, but the question mark even in itself though is kind of a high note, because it's just your understanding, your deeper understanding, your wider.
For people who know your work, so like you did Plastic Moon, like with big songs like Love You Now, Give Me a Kiss, and you threw Hearts in the Fire with oh god, I just love Burn, but Every Time I Reach Out. How would you, is it a natural progression, or are people going to think like maybe this is a little more of a sound departure, or is Madi Diaz still in there?
I really think that, from Plastic Moon to Hearts in the Fire to this, I think it makes sense. I think it makes sense. Songs that I had shown you previously probably would have been a really major departure. So much so that when I was playing all of them live, it felt like too much of a departure, which was, something that I was looking at in the fall, and I think resolved.
Well, we're excited to hear it and can't wait, and congrats on the new record. Sigh.
Sigh.
For more with Madi Diaz and for more exclusive video interviews, visit boxxmagazine.com.